Filled with energy, motivation, and determination, DES Director Michael Traylor's goal for the Department of Economic Security is to be the best human services agency in the nation. In order to reach that goal, DES continues to collaborate with community partners to provide services to those in need. Part of that mission involves the continued integration and placement of DES staff members with organizations who already serve individuals who come to them for services. A type of one-stop shop for individuals in need, DES staff are co-located with organizations including the Human Services Campus, Native Health in Phoenix, and the newly created Center for Opportunity in Tucson. DES staff comprised of the following divisions: benefits and medical eligibility, employment and rehabilitation services, and child support services are located on-site with our community partners to provide support for those who apply for DES services all in one location.
The Human Services Campus is a very special place. We have the great privilege of operating 13 acres of property that's home to about 20 different nonprofit and governmental organizations. And I have the opportunity to work every day with all of those people to serve single adults experiencing homelessness. We see about 800 to 1,000 people a day here experiencing homelessness. It's very much about the service intervention. It's very much about how do we do things in a more client-centered way.
The Human Service Campus model really originated from different service providers, like in most communities that were serving the homeless, whether it be with food or shelter, and getting together and thinking, wouldn't it be terrific if we were in one location and people didn't have to walk or take a bus or go wherever to receive services. I've traveled to many cities to look at other operations. That the Human Service Campus here in Phoenix is the most efficient that I've been to. Michael Traylor was very instrumental. He and I have been working on this issue for many, many years. And since DES is on our campus, it really has been a great success. Many of our folks are eligible for benefits. They are eligible for other services. DES being at the Human Service Campus is one of the best things we've done in recent years.
I was born and raised in Colorado, and I went to Arizona State University, and then I went to law school for a few years, but I fell in some hard circumstances and I flunked out. I recently got pregnant and the guy just left me for another girl. I was feeling like I have 64 cents on my debit card. I felt like a bad mom already. There's only a few homeless shelters within the Phoenix area, and I wanted to find one that I could stay longer than just a night. The resources at this shelter I've been amazed by. I expected it just to be a bed and a place to stay, but here you can get help with anything. I sat down with Benny. He gave me my medical, got me set up with the food stamps, and I saw Miss Myra, and I got my food stamp card, and the next day I was able to get food, and I was so happy leaving because I was like, I can eat tomorrow.
They come to us and they just feel that they're alone here. They feel that nobody is out there hearing out for them. We should really care about our homeless community because they're just normal people like us. You know, we all have problems, we all have issues. I feel that we should all be treated the same.
We have 3 eligibility workers on that campus every day, and they're working with that population. It's not a fixed population. That homeless population comes and goes, but to the extent that they're there and they can speak to one of our workers, we're providing them with benefits. It really started because the 2 local FAA offices that are nearest to the Human Services Campus started to see a flow of clients who would, without good transportation, struggle, but ultimately make their way to that office. And we became familiar with the fact that a lot of clients who showed up in those 2 offices were obtaining other services from the Human Services Campus. So we decided to show up one day and start to serve them there where they were.
Part of my vision and what I'm working with the partners on is to create really one service delivery system and making it so anyone who comes here as a guest for services has the same experience, the same access to resources, and doing it again in a very client-centered way.
What motivates me are my clients. My clients come first. We get a lot of client feedback here. We like to give them 100% customer service. Some clients come in, they have problems, and they feel comfortable telling us their problems so we can help them out and direct them to the right person to get the help they need.
Currently, we have over 1,500 community partners that we have established throughout the state. When we look at the vast amounts of expertise that the various community partners have, and then coupled in with what we are working with, it's a win-win across the board. What our goal is to make sure every individual can really truly reach their full potential.
To be able to help them and give them a little bit of hope in their life, it has really also impacted my life.
I see a lot of personal success stories. It's going to take time. As long as you stick to it, you'll get where you need to go.
In all of my time working in the nonprofit sector, I've seen the most success when there's public-private partnership. It's very difficult for any one organization to do that alone. And I think this campus is a perfect example of public-private partnership.
We realize we can't do it alone. And though we are the largest human service agency throughout this state, we understand that there's not every service that we provide. So it's really imperative for us to have great community partners that we reach out to that can help and assist in the areas that we're not able to provide various services for.
I don't think that there is an average person that comes in here, because there's people from all walks of life that enter this building, whether it's here at Native Health or a regular DS office.
I came to Native Health in 2016. I first came to the behavioral health part, and then I started coming to the medical. I really like the people here. If they can't help you, they give you a resource of where to go. They find a way.
Native Health is an urban Indian health organization committed to raising the physical well-being and health status of American Indians and Alaska Natives living in Maricopa County. I think Native Health offers that safe place to receive health care. Fitting in a lot of services into our overall operations is very important to Native Health. Because we knew we needed it, we asked DES what they can do. They would take a chance with a couple of their programs and place them here if we could provide them with an office. And that's been a great relationship ever since.
I used Arizona at Work services because I wanted to change my career. I was at a job that I had good pay, but I had no benefits. They're well informed, they were giving me all kinds of information, and today now they part paid for my CDL license.
When people start talking about the social determinants of healthcare, well, that's something we've always cared about as a community. Having a place to live, understanding transportation barriers, having access to food and employment. Those are all components of good health and have always been a part of the services we've liked to provide at Native Health.
There's two primary reasons why we co-located with Native Health. One is they're a tremendous partner who share our passion for helping individuals that have had issues with the justice system and individuals that have other barriers to employment. The other reason is that they are in a wonderful location in Central Phoenix that allows individuals to access their services in a way that is conducive to their life.
I did have a criminal background, so that was one of my problems. When you have a criminal history, you kind of got to decide what you want to do in life, because there's things that you're just not going to be able to do. We sat and we kind of went through, okay, what can I do, what I can't, what I'd like to do. There's always another route. We always found another route that was similar to what I wanted to do. There's always something out there, and she made me see that.
The Division of Employment and Rehabilitation Services operates about 25 different employment programs. So we have employment programs for individuals who are on unemployment insurance. We have programs for disabled veterans. We have programs for individuals who are disabled and need vocational rehabilitation services. When you think about the staff from Native Health, when you think about the staff from DES that work hand in hand in that space, they have such a transformational impact that the stories that they see on a daily basis are really so incredibly heartwarming, and they touch you in a way that causes you to want to just keep working harder on behalf of these individuals.
I love helping the families on a day-to-day basis, helping the families being able to feed their children and helping them with the cash assistance if they need help getting their rent paid or their electric bills paid. Just being a service to the community.
The willingness for the state agency to partner with a nonprofit, I think, is a unique mix, and I hope it can be spread not just to our agency and our other sites, but also to other places where the need is great and the need is most can be addressed really timely with the least amount of barriers to the people that need those services.
DES can't succeed alone. Thankfully, there are so many wonderfully hearted, fantastic entities out there to help us move forward with the work that we do. It builds our community up one individual at a time.
I live at the Women's Center. I'm in recovery right now. I dropped out of school and I ended up on drugs. I'm in the recovery program now about 70 days. The Center for Opportunity is going to help me because, well, at some point I'll come over here for jobs. They'll help me re-enter society, and then all these other places like DCS, El Rio, everything else that's here, instead of going out and trying to do it in the community by myself right now, we'll have them all right here to be able to help us too, instead of trying to go a million different places.
The Center of Opportunity, which is a collaborative campus not only offering shelter but support services with DES, 30 other organizations that are providing services. There's going to be medical, dental, mental health providers. We're going to have veterans assistance, as well as, getting people into housing. DES is going to be here with benefits and workforce development. This really has happened quickly, but it's been really amazing with the partners' participation.
I think of Arizona as a state that provides opportunity for all. The freedom to pursue your dreams and a helping hand for those in need is part of that state. This center is going to serve as the gateway for opportunity for countless members of our community, and it wouldn't be possible without the hard work and the generosity of those that are gathered here today.
Working here at the Center of Opportunity is going to be a great opportunity for us to serve clients who have a lot more challenges to employment. With all the resources in place, it would be a one-stop service for them all to get all those barriers knocked out. If they need immediate housing, it'll be here. If they need a little longer, it'll be here, right? If they need job search availability, they'll have it here at the center, job training. So everything will be in one stop. Last thing we want to do is to have them go all over the county trying to get their services.
I was drafted in 1967 and I went in the Army and I fought in Vietnam. I've been married all this time and my wife just passed away this year.
Yes, I'll pass it.
I have a little bit of a criminal background and now I'm out, and I guess I have to start all over again, and I came over here to DES to get some help, and I do need help. You can come to one area and get a lot of your services, a lot of your needs handled, and it's really convenient for people. And plus the people that are here are really nice.
With the transportation problems here in Tucson, it finds it very difficult for homeless and low-income families to get from one service to the other. So it creates obstacles for them to get their life back in a self-sufficient manner. So by having all those services under one roof, we believe that it's going to give people a clearer and a faster roadmap to self-sufficiency.
I want to finish high school. I want to try to start college while I'm here. I want a better career for me and my daughter because it's just her and I. And I just want to utilize this to the most that it can give me so that when I go back out there, I can be the best mother for my daughter and the best person for society.
If we can stabilize their housing, if we can stabilize their family, if we can get them some leads to employment, you know, we're in a service of providing hope to individuals. And once somebody has some hope, everything else could fall into place.
Let this center be a model for others going forward to help the needy in our community and in our country. What you've done here is going to transform lives for years to come.